So unless you've been living under a rock as of recently, you would have known that Logan Paul, KSI and MrBeast have found themselves in some controversy. And for people living under said rock, I'm going to give a quick rundown of what's been going on. KSI, Logan Paul and MrBeast launched a brand new product called Lunchables, which is meant to rival Lunchables. This is like a packed lunch. They're trying to call it a lunch kit, but you know, it's some sauce, it's a cracker, it isn't very much. And then you've got a Feastables chocolate bar, which is MrBeast chocolate, and then you've got a Prime Hydration. And you know, KSI, Logan Paul, MrBeast, I'm going to say those names a lot during this video, sort of shield this as a healthier alternative to Lunchables. When genuinely the difference between anything between the two of these is just so astoundingly low, it doesn't make any difference. It's so little, in fact, it'd probably come down to more the fact if you want to buy it for KSI, Logan Paul, MrBeast, and you want to give them some money, you know, MrBeast and Logan Paul, all people, or you want to give Lunchables some money. They got a bit of pushback when this was initially announced and when they put out their first quote-unquote advert for it.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
KSI looks very invested in this project, very ecstatic. He wants to produce good quality food to an audience and definitely just doesn't want the money from a big project with MrBeast and Logan Paul. But like I said, they faced quite a bit of backlash, and one of the main vocal people against Lunchly, MrBeast, KSI, Logan Paul, blah blah blah, was DanTDM. What happened to YouTubers, man? I cannot say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to just trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. You know, this is such a simple statement, nobody should really think anything else of it. KSI, Logan Paul, MrBeast might need to put one message out there just in a pretty positive manner and not really think about it too much, right? Not everybody is going to agree with your project or even agree with the things you're doing. You just take it on the chin and you move on, or if you feel like you need to respond to this, you respond to it in a polite manner. You make you and your own company look good. So of course, Logan Paul and KSI did the exact opposite of that and absolutely make a mockery of them and their brand new project. Logan Paul started off the tweet with a pretty promising bit about YouTubers wanting to expand into business, which I completely agree with, before trying to throw it in DanTDM's face that he didn't speak about Lunchables lead, so he therefore can't say anything about Lunchly. Of course, Logan Paul got a bit of backlash for his lead comment because it made no sense, so he decided to upload a video of Lunchables actually getting x-rayed for foreign objects and, you know, trace amounts of lead, which I don't know if anyone knows, but trace amounts of lead aren't going to show up in an x-ray. And this is where we're going to sort of move on from Logan Paul to the main subject of today's video, KSI. Because Logan Paul, for the most part, apart from a few heinous reactions on Twitter, sort of spurging out type behaviour, and uploading an 8-minute video, he's still to stay quiet. Of course, he's the second most quiet, because MrBeast, apart from one pretty well-mannered response, stayed completely quiet on this, because he knows anything else he will say just fuels more fire to the ever-growing fire that is the MrBeast controversy at the moment. Initially, when I saw Logan Paul's response, I thought that was probably the worst he was going to get in terms of responses, because KSI doesn't really respond when Prime gets under attack, and usually Logan Paul's the more vocal minority there. But you know what, I was very wrong there. KSI's responses were arguably a lot worse than Logan Paul's, and escalated a situation about a lunch kit to a completely different level. Let's be realistic here, if KSI and Logan Paul put a similar statement out to what MrBeast did, yes, they would still receive a lot of backlash, jokes and whatever for DanTDM dunking on them, but it would not be significantly as bad as it is now, and it still wouldn't be going on over a lunch kit. It would have dried up over maybe a few days. It's been like a week at this point. We're nearing the end of September and this happened in the middle of September. KSI's initial response, instead of trying to combat anything DanTDM was saying, was just quote tweeting it, dunking on projects that DanTDM has released, so toys and other things like that, when KSI himself has released all these things. You know, as the internet will do, this was brought to KSI's attention, and KSI's response was pretty much, well, I'm not the one crying on Twitter, so why does it matter? You missed my point entirely. And you know, for one, I don't think DanTDM was really crying about Lunchly. He's not losing sleep over this. He just stated an opinion about a YouTuber brand, something that everybody can do. Everybody has an opinion, and that is their right. And I don't know why KSI felt the need to escalate the situation to some next level. Could have just put out a blanket statement and moved on. But no, of course, because it's KSI, he can't do that for whatever reason. He just has to make situations 10 times worse for himself and, you know, put himself in deep shit. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. It sounds like he's in a really serious situation, you know? He might have some allegations against him. But no, it's just over a lunch kit. But just due to how him and Logan Paul responded, it's escalated a situation that really wasn't that big into a big situation. He then quote tweeted his initial quotes with DanTDM with, but JJ, he was talking about food. He was sponsored, then promoted, and made a whole video on the Munch Pack, a monthly sub box full of food and candy to his Minecraft audience full of kids. Now what? No, maybe the fact it's a completely different situation, just promoting something rather than owning a whole company that revolves around unhealthy food like that. And secondly, it was nearly a decade ago. I don't know why you're bringing this up. It just seems very slimy, and like this is really hit home to him that he's got to go back 10 years almost to find some kind of dirt on DanTDM to throw back on his face on Twitter, and it went horrifically wrong. It made him look like a crybaby. And again, the core theme of this video is he could have just left it and moved on, but by making this other quote tweet, it just escalated the situation more, and more people made fun of him, and there was way more backlash to Lunchables. Nobody right now has a positive perception of Lunchables at all. It's not like Prime, where even when people disliked the concept, they found it great that there was a big YouTuber product on the market publicly that you could buy in stores. A lot of people were supportive of that, and it wasn't until a lot later on that bad press came its way, where here it's straight off the bat, Lunchables is disliked globally, or at least globally in the online sphere that know of KSI, Logan Paul MrBeast, right? I'm not talking about little kids or people that don't know about it, right? You get my point. And at this point you're probably thinking, you know what, he's probably left it at that, right? 2 bad responses, right? He's realised, okay, these don't make me, the brand, or anyone look good, I'm gonna move on. No, there he is responding to some random guy on some random tweet that has nothing to do with DanTDM about DanTDM. Okay, I guess that's it. No, he's going to drop a 20-minute video on it. The clip I've seen for this is, you know, it's a Reddit video. You know, he speaks about a couple of other topics. The large bulk of this video, I want to say at least a good 14 minutes of this 20-minute video is just about DanTDM. Not even just Lunchables in general, just about DanTDM. He goes over his points, he's very angry, very aggressive, he's clearly butthurt about it, he makes several jabs at him, he then makes several jabs at Vicstar and just other people around him and the situation in general. I don't know, he came off as very salty and just escalated the situation again for him because it just looked like he couldn't take this comment on the chin and move on.
Complaining.
Well, okay then. He was talking about food, not merchandise and toys.
And I'm like, okay, sure. Let's keep moving the goalposts. But okay.
6 hours later.
He's to his audience, so you're wrong.
I mean, he still did it, but sure. If you just type in DanTDM sweets, there's countless of videos of him eating sweets, promoting sweets to his audience, but cool. You know, but again, this was another complaint that I heard a lot. They were like, I'm about to do the voice again.
He just genuinely didn't help himself in this video, it just reaffirmed what people thought. And then by making matters worse, he was sort of like, oh, I don't really care about Chris Tyson, I don't care about this, I don't care about that, which just made him look biased as hell. People just had more criticism for him because of this video. It made Lunchables, it made Logan Paul, and everybody involved in this project look just 10 times worse. You would think for such a big YouTuber, a big businessman, you know, a big musician, somebody that's got all these businesses up and coming, you'd realise that maybe sometimes he should just shush.
Okay. I'm a corporate sellout, but, you know, Ryan Trahan is fine. FaZe is fine. The Sidemen are fine, even though I'm in the Sidemen. But as soon as I have a company with Jimmy and Logan Paul, sell out! You're fucking sell out!
To me and a lot of others, it just felt like KSI doesn't understand the criticism actually levied against him. He doesn't understand why people are mad in the first place, because it's not because you've created a YouTuber product. But, you know, KSI sees red, and instead of thinking logically about it for a second, he's overreacted to such a horrific extent. You know, him talking about DanTDM just doesn't stop here. You know, after making a 20-minute video, you might think, oh, he might have got it all off his chest. No, he's using it for promotion. He's using it, calling DanTDM like dumb or whatever. He's still going on about it, even today. Like, at the beginning of today, he made another tweet going at DanTDM about the same one tweet. It was one tweet. Just move on, let it go. Like I said at the beginning of the video, not everybody is going to agree with everything you do, and not everyone is going to be on their knees for you and everything that you do. And you've got to just accept that and move on. The defense I'm seeing for how he's acting and what he's putting out is this isn't just about one DanTDM tweet. This is about the hate against Lunchables in general. And while, yes, some of that 20-minute Reddit video was definitely about just some of the hate in general, those posts that I've shown you are not about the hate in general. They're going at DanTDM for his take. You can't say that, right? If he was going over, you know, the general hate against Lunchables, it wouldn't just be directed at DanTDM now, would it? Now, whilst I've been heavily critical of KSI, Logan Paul, MrBeast, and Lunchables in this video, I don't think every single piece of criticism against them or Lunchables is, you know, right. But how KSI and Logan Paul especially are acting is just genuinely pathetic. Well, I guess however you want to act in a situation like this, you know, it's completely fair, right? You know, keep doing your running videos with Logan Paul and MrBeast, you know, when you're running with a giant Lunchables. But if you did enjoy and you want to be kept up to date with the latest news and situations on the internet, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video.